Can one own a collection of classic automobiles without collecting one of America's true classics? Stalls and this 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500? Think not. A world of wonder, where fantastical music machines provide the soundtrack for a tantalizing stroll through history. Vintage automobiles and memorabilia stimulate the senses around every chromed curve and corner. This is Inside Stalls. There is no shortage of elegance and opulence when you stroll the aisles at Stalls, but amongst the beauty lies the occasional beast, and this 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500 provides enough brute strength and muscle to make the rest of these girls swoon. The girls swooned, but the boys drooled. Many a red-blooded American young man dreamed of finding himself behind the wheel of a GT500. But only 2,048 were built in 1967, and despite his many accomplishments, Carroll Shelby himself said the GT500 was the first car he was really proud of. Why would Shelby say that about this car? Maybe sentimentality had something to do with it. The 67 GT500 was the last car built at Shelby American headquarters inside an airplane hangar at Los Angeles International Airport. The same hangar depicted in so many of the scenes in the movie Ford vs. Ferrari. Or maybe it had something to do with the look of the car. Okay, it had a lot to do with the look of the car. The GT500 was a Ford Mustang fastback redesigned top to bottom and inside and out. Shelby hired a man named Charlie McHose, whose job was to give Shelby's pony car more thoroughbred styling. The car was equipped with a longer nose that housed 4 headlamps, a fiberglass hood with dual snorkel hood scoop, and a larger opening in the lower front valance gave the car a menacing look that would surely strike fear once discovered creeping up in the competition's rear-view mirror. Ah! If the front of the car didn't alert you that trouble was brewing, the rest of it would. Fiberglass side scoops were attached to the sail panels and the lower rear body coves. A rear spoiler and Cougar taillights ensured this beast looked as good pulling away as it did passing by. While aesthetically pleasing, the side scoops also provided a function. Shelby learned a thing or two while running Ford's Le Mans program and stole a couple of the body scoop ideas from the Mark II and applied them to the GT500. The side window scoops helped pull air from the cabin. Can't afford that drag with the windows down. The lower scoop pushed air to the rear wheels, cooling the brakes. Some 24-hour racing technology in a street car couldn't hurt, right? Not everything about the 67 GT500 was performance related, including the 500. The GT stood for Grand Tour, and while heavier than its predecessor, the GT350, and equipped with more horsepower, which, hold your horses, we will get to, the 500 didn't actually stand for anything. It was just a more impressive sounding number. But it did pack some impressive numbers under the hood. The new Mustang bodies allowed more room for the business end of the GT500, and Shelby used every inch to wedge in a 428 cubic inch Police Interceptor V8. An aluminum mid-rise intake was capped off by dual 4-barrel carbs. The end result was 355 horsepower in the seat of your pants and 420 pound-feet of neck-snapping torque. Yes! In a room full of Sunday drivers, this is the one you took out on Friday and Saturday nights, rode hard and put away wet. While Shelby was consumed with performance and handling, he also wanted the 500 to be a little tamer in the saddle. The GT350 was kind of like your crazy uncle. Loud, rough, a little scary, but always dependable. The 500 offered more creature comforts, but the padded roll bar and a significant presence of snakes kept you on your toes. The iconic Cobra logo, synonymous with Shelby, was also created by McHose, and it was used to replace every Mustang emblem on the car, inside, outside, on the horn, and the seatbelt buttons. I'm not sure Samuel L. Jackson would approve.
I have had it with these snakes on this plane.
If you can overcome your audiophobia, you'll enjoy the 3-spoke wooden steering wheel insisted upon by Shelby himself, the brushed aluminum inserts on the dash and door panels, and overall interior that was less race car and more car. In 1967, a GT500 would set you back $4,195, significantly higher than the base model priced at $2,698. Today, depending on condition, and this is original and unrestored, they can fetch up to 6 figures and higher. The 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500 represented the end of an era. By 1968, Shelby American production was moved to Ionia, Michigan, and was directed solely by Ford. By 1970, Shelby retired from the automobile and racing business. He reunited with Lee Iacocca and Dodge in the 80s, and his name would adorn future Mustang projects. But in many ways, the GT500 was his crowning achievement, and you can see this gem for yourself right here at Stahl's.